Hi all, this is Dino the Ops Guy. We're back with production management in practice, or Stardew Valley Production Management 101. I've taught university courses in production operations management. This is sort of an opportunity to do that, so you can learn production management, but rather than just sort of the dry toast, let's go back to the textbook style. I like to use sort of a factory tour so everything becomes, has some sort of touchstone to reality, which sometimes textbooks don't. Um, so the idea being, I want to take you on a factory tour so that in the factory we can see the things that happen and how we respond to them. Uh, Short of putting on work boots and going to some uh, potentially dangerous situation, I decided rather than do that, we'd do a factory tour in Stardew Valley. It's actually a really good production management type setup. It doesn't actually have everything that I would teach in, but I can always sort of interject little things as we go along to sort of cover the rest of it. But nonetheless, we're in episode 16, and it's day 16 in Stardew Valley. And up until now, we've been talking about essentially not just getting crops out of the ground, but preserving those crops or processing those crops into a higher value item. So there are things called preserve jars. Jars. You can craft them in Stardew Valley, and the net effect is they'll convert anything that you make, a vegetable, a mushroom, or a forage item, and there's the list of ingredients that can go, or a fruit, or any sort of roe, for fish roe, into something that is worth a fair bit more. So the way we calculate how much more or how much it's worth is basically taking the base, so whatever the unqualitied produce would sell for, multiply that by 2 and add 50. So it's a higher return on anything, even up to iridium, I'm pretty sure, but we're not into iridium produce yet. So let's just do some calculation based on what we have in inventory. So here's basically our inventory: 11 carrots, 1 cauliflower gold. So I've designated the plus, first plus is going to be silver, second plus is going to be gold. If there's a third plus, we don't have any, it would be iridium. So the idea being, if this is the inventory we have, we can calculate how much each jar will return. The carrots jar will be 120, the cauliflower jar will be 400, the dandelion, whether it's silver or gold, both varieties are going to be jarred for 130, the green bean for 130, etc. So that seems like a lot, but let's consider the item that we put into the jar could have been sold. So we would have to say essentially the cost of doing that would be what we gave up as far as value at Pierre's. So for example, that carrot, we would have gotten 120 for the jar, but we would have gotten 85 for just the carrot. So each carrot we put in, sorry, it would have got 35 for each carrot. So just the carrot per carrot we put in, we get essentially a value of 85, a value added. So that I'm calling the lift here, the difference between what we get for the jar and what we would get selling the product at Pierre's. I don't represent the 2 or 3 day difference because for now, all of them are 2 or 3 days unless we're going to get into sturgeon. We're not there yet. So right now, this table becomes an apples to apples comparison of, what we could have gotten 3 days before versus what we can sell once it's in the jar, kind of thing. And I can rank these, and the highest rank here is going to be the cauliflower gold that I could have sold for 262, but I'm getting $400 in the jar for. So if we look at that and we say, well, Dino, maybe we should rethink this, because if we put a regular cauliflower in, that's only going to be, it's not going to be 262. It's going to be, I think, 175. So why would we put such a valuable cauliflower in only to lose that value? Why don't we go to the next best and sell that cauliflower? And that's a really good question. So I have the little blurb underneath that list that says, if I jar the potato and sell the cauliflower, because I know it's cauliflower gold, I will get 210 for the jar of potatoes, plus 262 for the individual cauliflower, to give me 472. If I jar the cauliflower, which I'm giving up the gold value now, and sell the potato for the potato value, then I will get 400 plus 80, or 480, or essentially 8G more for jarring the good cauliflower and selling the base level potato. So you can see this doesn't seem to make sense, but it still does. The calculation of lift actually considers those decisions. So this is sort of the order. The first thing I would put in would be the cauliflower. If there was a second jar available, I would put in a potato. And then the third one would be another potato. And then the fourth one would be a leek. And the fifth one would be a potato plus. This is the order in which I would be doing this. So this is just what we have in inventory now. We also have crops in the field. So on the bottom, on the left, you can see I've added strawberry. Now it's not going to be around for 5 days. I've added the cauliflower. Cauliflower is not going to be around for 4 days, but when it harvests, some of it could be plain cauliflower, like base cauliflower. Some of it could be silver cauliflower, so I've included sort of both of those. And then once I add those to the above list and then recalculate what's the best options, what we find is the plain cauliflower goes to the top of the list. It's got a lift of 225. That's the 400 minus the 175 that I'd get if I sold it at Pierre's. So it's a really good return. I'd have to wait 4 days for the crop to come in, but at that point, that's my best decision. The second best decision would be the cauliflower silver, which is going to give me a lift of 182. And then the strawberry, which is going to give me a lift of 170. Strawberry won't be ready until 5 days from now. And then that gold cauliflower would be the fourth on my list, and then the potato and the leek, etc. So for now, we're going to focus on if there's one available, it's going to be that gold cauliflower. If there's two available or three available, I'm going to add those potatoes, the plain potatoes, etc. But once we get the crops coming in with cauliflower, it's probably just going to be cauliflower, 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 and we're just going to sell everything else. So that's sort of the decision. Now, we can use that decision to say, well, Dino, if we've already considered all the jars that we need for a long, long time, certainly until we get into melons in the summer, which would actually be a better value. We're not going to cover that here. But the idea is, if we're going to plant more, what should we plant? Well, ideally, we'd want to plant more cauliflower in 3x3 groups, because there's a potential, and I don't remember what the value potential is or what the probability of getting sort of a 3x3 single giant cauliflower, which equates to 16 to 20 individual cauliflowers for those 9 spots. So that's a really, really good return. And I think we've exhausted those. So once we've exhausted those, the idea is, let's forget that we're going to put it in jars and let's just pretend we're going to sell them at Pierre's. What's the best to sell at Pierre's? And at this point, I can look at how much it costs for the seed, how many days it takes to grow, what's the yield, and all of these are yield one. If I grow cauliflower, I get one cauliflower. If I grow kale, I get one kale, etc., 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 except potato. So if I grow potato, the calculation is, notwithstanding luck actually improves it a little bit. There's a 20% chance that instead of one potato, I get a second potato. And if I do get that second potato, there's another 20% chance that it'll give me a third potato, and another 20% chance of etc., etc., etc. So the net effect is really every potato I grow will essentially come out to be 1.25 potatoes, 1.25. So once we factor that in, we're saying at the base level, at the farm level 4 that we are, and then if we decide to fertilize that, even better. Again, we're not putting in jars, so we get the value of the quality. We're looking at, in the best case with the fertilizer, we can plant those seeds for potatoes and essentially get a yield of 11.1 per plot per day. So, or 11.2 thereabouts. So that's probably the way to go, given that we've exhausted all sort of the 3x3s. So that's if there's room. If we want to water a bit more, we got a really good watering can. We've sort of upgraded that. So that would be the way we'd sort of direct Av to go. And this is the type of calculation, again, using that lift value, what we get for the product minus what we get for the seed, and sort of this plot per day, so we can appreciate that some things grow longer than others. But in the end, this is kind of what we're looking at for how we would direct Av and the calculations we'd use behind it. So it is day 16. Av, we have to turn it over to you. Objectives today are certainly harvest the crops. I don't know if there's a whole lot of harvest for the next couple, 3 days, but whatever shows up, you should harvest it. Return to the mines because we left the leak in the ticket last time. So let's do an inventory sweep to see what we can sell because we're going to try and make the axe if possible. If we have enough, if we have that 2,000, I'm pretty sure we have 5 iron bars, so we can upgrade the axe. That would be great. Then we should mine copper. Even if we don't get floors, it's worth getting. Anything that we get beyond the axe upgrade, so if we get more than 2,000, then we probably want to invest those in seeds, kind of like I said, favor the stuff that has the best return, in this case, potatoes. But that's where we're going to go. If there's some free time, more wood, get the bullhead, there's no rush on that, or get some leek. That would be great as well. So, Av, I am going to turn it over to you. Okay, thanks, Dino. I think I've finally recovered from passing out in the fields. Yeah, you make a good point about how once you make a mistake, sometimes you just try to recover. But all right, we're back. Pierre wants to sell us more fertilizer. That's cool. We can do that. Hi, Meow. Saying hi to Meow and putting water in the bowl. Let's water our strawberries and the rest of our crops. And so the idea being here, hopefully we can get enough money that we can get that copper, the copper axe. That would be good. It would help us with the resource on the resource side quite a bit. Certainly, as we're going to get into the use for more and more wood, we got a carrot. Very good. I'm happy with carrots. And now that that carrot's gone, we were talking about how there wasn't any more room for cauliflower in the 3x3s. That does open up a 3x3. I think that might be a good spot for cauliflower, actually. I know there's all the talk of potato, but if we could get cauliflower is just going to be the workhorse for the preserve jars. And from a capacity standpoint, if we have too much cauliflower, we can always sell it. It's still a good value to sell. But at some point, we may just want to make some more preserve jars and then just accelerate, on a capacity model level, what we're growing for the next season melons and then the season after that pumpkins, because they also work very well in jars, just from experience. So let's get the crops watered. We will get our crab pots cleared, and then we're going to head up to the mines to pick up the stuff that we left behind last night. It's kind of like picking up your car after after a night of drinking. So let's drop off anything we don't need. Let's pick up. Certainly, we want to smelt some copper. And you know what? We should pick up all 5. So the idea being, it's a slim chance, but if we do get our 2,000, because we're only at a couple hundred now, if we do get our 2,000, then we'll have the copper ready to send it right in. One of the problems I find with Clint's is he doesn't close at 5 like most people do. He closes at 4, so the timing becomes rather important. It kind of squeezes you. I see a leek. That's a good thing. Leek matches the rest of the stuff we have for big money. That's good. So let's capture that leek. We'll head up to the mine. We might as well check the other side of the mine too. That's usually predominantly a leek kind of area. So there's another one. See what else we got. And there's a horseradish, not just leeks. So all right. Now we're heading into the mine and getting the stuff that we need. We're not actually going to mine. We're just going to grab what we need and then go. Don't forget the ticket. Don't forget the ticket. Okay. So let's head down. We can certainly sell what we... let's head back to the farm because we're going to match up our leek with the rest. We're going to take a path that's a little longer, but Not that much longer. I think it's 20 minutes versus 40 hour versus 40 minutes, but it gives us an opportunity to see some more forage stuff if we need it. So certainly up in the bus stop area, well, there's a dandelion and there's some salmonberry, and they're hidden. There's another dandelion. They do a good job of hiding things in this game. So you could see behind that bush there was a dandelion that you could only see when you got close to. So okay, we're gonna dump everything back in and take the lowest quality value stuff. It looks like 4. We're gonna be able to make 4 groups of packets of seeds. So let's get 4 leek, the 4 lowest quality leek, the 4 lowest quality dandelion, the 4 lowest quality horseradish, and daffodil. And oh, we missed one of the daffodils. There, now we got 4 packs or 40 individual seed groups. That's a good return, actually. I didn't expect to get that much. We may actually be able to get the copper axe put in today. That'd be good. Oh, and Pam wants a wild horseradish. We don't have one on. Oh, I don't listen to that. We don't actually have one because we've made all ours into the seeds, but we do have one back at the farm we can go back for later. Now is not the time. Now is the time we're going to forage the beach, see if we can get enough for the copper axe. That would be good. We only need another 280 or something like that. Oh, we got our bubbles. Let's get some, and we're really low on energy. All right, so we're gonna eat a carrot just because we want to get things underway, get a lot of energy right away. And it's a good return. And we're going to play the fishing game, a little mini game that stays so low to the bottom. I think it is a flounder. Yes, flounders tend to drop quite a bit. So this looks like another flounder because it just keeps going down, 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 down. Flounder number 2. Wow, that's good. So this is getting pretty good return fish. I'm glad we found this little ringy dingy thing. Yeah, sardines not so much, but still good money. We're gonna make some money. I'm gonna pop up, see if I can get. Nope, not fast enough. All right, we're as long as there's rings here, it's probably worth getting. Oh, that's good. We got some sea jelly. Now I say that, but I'm realizing if Clint's closes at 4, we've probably missed our opportunity to. Well, let's see what we can do. We'll run. Run fast. Come on. Run as fast as you can, F. We're getting there. Look at those feet move. They're not moving any faster. So I kind of skipped looking to the left side. We'll see what we can sell. Oh, we're over 2,000. This is awesome. All we got to do is get to Clint's in 20 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen. And it is 4 o'clock. It's not going to happen. All right. Let's turn in our ticket. We get a peach sapling. That's awesome. So I've sort of designated little areas for the fruit trees. And this is kind of important that you do that. We're also going to spend, I know we have the 2,000 for the for the axe. We could take it in tomorrow, but we can probably make up the 700 or so that we just spent on cauliflower seeds. And again, there's some value to having another 3x3 for cauliflower seeds. But yeah, the peach sapling, we're going to put in a specific area. It's not as easy to tell the difference between a regular tree and a fruit tree. So there's a temptation, I've done this many times before, where you chop down the fruit tree that has a lot of value instead of a maple tree or some other, just a wood tree, and then you've lost all your fruit potential. So that's not so much good. So this area, we don't see the barn or the coop yet, but I kind of line up the barn and the coop with the top or the bottom, in this case, of the pond to the right, and then I sort of extend on the other side of this path is where I kind of want my trees, and I have a pattern so that they don't block each other out. So it's sort of a night sort of pattern so that they're not all lined up They're just a little bit offset so you can see them. So that pattern is going to emerge as we get more fruit trees. Certainly we're going to want to buy an apple before the end of spring so we can have apples in the fall. Even if we don't buy it before the end, it's got to be towards the beginning. We need at least 4 apples for the bundles. Other ways of getting apples, certainly through the fruit bat cave. But you don't want to rely on that if you can help it. So we're going to invest in some apple sapling, and hopefully get some good return from those. And Pam is usually at her spot after 5 o'clock or so. So there we go. Pam gets her. We're going to say hi to our neighbor. And then we're going to head back up to the mines and see if we can get more copper. Copper, not only do we want our 5 bars of copper that we have for our axe, but we're going to need another 5 bars almost right away for the silo. And then once we build the silo, it'll collect any grass that we cut as hay. And that'll be available for our chickens and for our cows and for that sort of thing. So, all right, grab a little bit of energy. You know what we did this last time? I could really use some bombs. Let's go back and get some bombs. I keep forgetting to pick up my explosives. So I don't use bombs a lot, but certainly early on they're helpful. And later in the day when you don't have a lot of time to mine through stuff to find ladders. So a well-placed bomb has the idea of clearing up a lot of space so you can walk through easier, getting stones and the like. And in this case, I put it on the mud, hoping that we would get a little bit of clay from the mud, but we didn't even get that. So looking for ladders. There we go, found a ladder. Get our copper. There's a chest, There's a barrel over there that we're going to barrel into. Got a couple cave carrots. That's good. I see a red mushroom. I don't think red mushrooms are supposed to be down this low. Usually they're above 80, but I will take a red mushroom. I'm okay with that. And we got some flying beasties that we can get easy enough. Get a little more copper. Copper's good. And yeah, there's a concentration of rocks. We didn't get a lot of rocks from that, but it certainly cleared up space. Here's another really good concentration of rocks. And I can't get through otherwise, so might as well get that. And we got a geode and a copper out of it. Oh, and now we got the other flying beasties coming. Let's get this. Again, huge advantage to... oh, we got an Omni Geode. We don't normally get that stuff until level 80. There's something funny going on. And we got our Monster Slayer. That's awesome. So we're going to get our Bughead weapon. I like that. So let's get our Amethyst. On the way out, if we have time, we got more red mushrooms. That's crazy. All right, get down. See, I even left those copper behind because I do want to get to 30, and I do want to get my the Bughead thing. Oh, there we go. And it's already midnight. But we still have time. I'm not going to pass out in the field like last time. We are going to, yeah. So we're going to sell stuff. We're going to sell everything but the rusty blade there because we don't need them. And the rusty blade we don't need, but it's just, I think it's, again, only 50, kind of not that valuable. That's a good leave. We left some sap behind. I'm not going to worry about that. Go and see Marlin, sell, and then go and see Gil and get our new stuff. Hi, Gil. Ah, there it is. It's the bug head. I think they call it the insect head. It's still, I don't know how you can call it a sword of any kind, but it is what it is. So we're going to make our way back to the farm. We're not going to trip on that corner like we did last time. And we're not trying to do anything in the field this time. I think it's going to be safe. We're not running the schedule all that tight as we did before. So we will drop off everything. And one of those mushrooms was actually a silver mushroom. Not that that matters a ton. So red mushrooms work in some of the bundles as they open up. So that's good. Other than that, I don't have a lot of use for red mushrooms, honestly. I don't, yeah, it's one of those, You can't eat them. I think you can eat them, but they make you sick. So you can't really eat them. We'll smelt, we'll drop off the copper, and we're gonna get a good night's rest, and that's all there is to it. And when we wake up, we're going to get our 100 for our amethyst. That's a good return. At some point, we'll have to take some of those to Gunther. And we're looking, the weather report, it's going to be rain all day tomorrow. That's a good thing to know. And the spirits are somewhat mildly perturbed, but the rain is worth noting. So we're good. We're gonna turn it back to you. Okay. Okay, thanks, Av. We actually got quite a bit accomplished this time. So we did harvest the crops, carrot. Returned to the mines. We got our leak and our ticket. We sold. We didn't find anything in the sweep, but later we did sell the amethyst. So that's going to be good. We did redeem the ticket, and that gave us the peach sapling. That's awesome. We did not get to upgrade the axe. We will tomorrow, though. That's we'll put that on the agenda for tomorrow. We did get some more copper. We did get some more red mushrooms of all things. So we did do well in the mine, as well as we got the insect head. So that's kind of cool. And then we bought, with the carrot gone, we found another 3x3. So we filled that with the last day that we could have, given that it's the 16th. We put in 9 cauliflower seeds. Add the 12 to the 16, you're at the 28th. It's going to be a tight. If we miss a watering day, we don't get those 9, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. But tomorrow, if we want to plant, we could do potatoes for 2 more days, and then we have to work backwards to see how many days are left till the point where we just have parsnips, and then we don't do anything other than, maybe carrots on the 25th. That's it. So, and then the crops are going to basically die off, wither, disappear, that sort of thing. And we're going to start over. It's going to be summer. So, we have done well. Hopefully, this helps you with the insights that go into production management. We're trying to set some of the tones from the examples from Stardew Valley. If there's some more comments, if we're missing something, if you have some suggestions, I'd love to see them in the comments. So put those in, and we'll address them as they come. Other than that, this is Dino the Ops Guy. Hopefully you're gonna have a good day or a couple days until we see you again. Dino the Ops Guy signing off.